Hey, it's Korinn, 365 Days of Open Heart Living, Day 44, Addiction. Addiction is such a thief in life. It steals from the person who is the addict, and it steals from the people who are in a relationship with that person who is the addict. In its extreme forms, it shatters lives. And in its functioning forms, it just creates lies and deceit and disease, unhealth. Addiction creates unhealthy situations because addiction is an illness and there are many dimensions of it. But in our humanness, we are subject to having addictive tendencies. Sometimes our addictive tendencies can take us over and destroy our life and make us destructive forces in the lives of those who we are a part of their life. And addiction can also be something that's kind of under the surface that we don't pay attention to, but that keeps us stringing along in those ways of deceit and dishonoring ourselves, our life, and the lives of those that we have connection to. I recently was given the privilege of talking with somebody who is struggling with a little bit of addiction right now. They opened up to me, and that was really brave of them. And I felt very honored that they chose to speak with me about what they are experiencing. And it really made me reflect on how common addiction can be and how underlying it can be too. Like, some people have addiction and they can't face it. They cannot admit to themselves that whatever it is in their life that they have an unhealthy relationship with, in being addicted to, that it's controlling them. And isn't that really what addiction is having something that controls you to the point where you lose control. You don't have control over yourself in an unhealthy way. But when there is something in your life that is controlling you, that you are addicted to, that is in charge of you, that is in your mind and on your mind, and telling you to do certain things or keeping you from doing certain things, creating a facade in you physically, as far as like the illusion. That's the word I'm looking for. The illusion that can be created between what the addiction really is in your life and how you perceive it. Yeah, because I think sometimes for people who have addiction, that they want to perceive it as under control, that they have an ability to move around it, that it's not the driving force in their life. But sometimes that's just a lie to make you feel better. Thinking, oh no, I can stop at any time. Oh no, this isn't really a problem. Oh, I can handle this. Sometimes it's just a lie, because underneath, that thing has its grips on you tightly and it doesn't want to let go. And so it's tricking your mind into thinking that you can let it go. But addiction is not something that's easy to let go of, and that's why it is an addiction. You can't easily let go of it. It is in control of you. This person that I got the privilege to talk to and share in what they were experiencing, we talked about how the mind is so wrapped up in addiction, how it tells us, we need to do this. And it's obsessive. When we have addiction, it's obsessive, where we can't stop thinking about it. And it's almost like we keep thinking about it until we either are strong enough to let that time pass of having those obsessive compulsive thoughts wanting us to act on our addiction until that time passes, or until we give it some relief by going to that thing that we're addicted to and participating in it. In my early years, like as a teen, I quit smoking when I was 21, but I was addicted to nicotine. I didn't really think about it as an addiction back then, but it was. I mean, nicotine is a very addictive substance. It can be dangerous because it's not good for your health. I was choosing to use the substance frequently, regularly, because I was addicted and I wanted to, right? Isn't that a part of addiction? We want the thing that we're addicted to. Dang it, so hard. I was fortunate though, because I actually got sick, really, really sick, with a kidney infection, and I was just like, I couldn't really do anything. I could barely eat. I definitely wasn't smoking at that time, and it was for like 5 days. And so at the end of that illness, my boyfriend at the time, was like, well, you've been thinking about quitting. Like, now would be the good time. Like, the nicotine is out of your system. Like, see if you can go cold turkey now. And I was able to, surprisingly, actually, because I, I was past the point of it having a hook into me. The chemical dependency had loosened, and I was aware that smoking was not good for me, not healthy. And I was committed to stopping. I was committed to myself to be healthier. And so it was an opportunity. I don't know as if I could have just put it down cold turkey without having the 5 days in of being without nicotine. So I got lucky. And then when being physically ill, I was able to actually become more physically healthy by letting go of my addiction. And then in probably, I don't know, maybe like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that, I felt like I was addicted to McDonald's, because this is ridiculous. But, right, food is an addictive substance too. Lots of people have food addictions. Drugs, alcohol, sex, porn, shopping, internet addictions, gaming addictions, social media addictions. I mean, we have, as human beings, we have addictive personalities where we get a taste of something and it's like, we want more, we want more. But the issue with addiction is when it hooks us in and we can't control it, and it becomes obsessive and unhealthy. That's when it's an addiction. The McDonald's thing. I shared this example with the person I was talking with, much lighter than what they were experiencing, but it just gave me a touch point of like, I understand, like the mind gets warped where it tells you, like, it was telling me, like, I need McDonald's. Like, I remember I'd be driving my car and I'd turning right would be to go home, turning left would be to go to McDonald's, and I'd be like, I'm not gonna turn right, nope, I'm just gonna go home. And then I'd be like finding myself getting over into the left lane and turning to go get my Coke and my French fries. And I really think for me now, as I reflect back, that it was really the Coke I was addicted to, the sugar, right? Sugar is very addictive. When we get it in our body, our brain wants more. And I notice that still too. If I have sugar, then usually it's like a 3 day, like I'll keep craving it. Not that I don't have sugar regularly, because I do. And, you know, that's probably an addictive piece in me still. But when we have the sugar in us, then it tells our body we want more. And we keep going back for another cookie, or we stop, the next day for another Coke from McDonald's, or, whatever it might be. So, yeah, I feel like addiction is just such a serious thing. And so I felt grateful for that person sharing with me. And I wanted to bring up the topic in open heart living in case you are struggling with addiction, or in case you know somebody who struggles with addiction, that you can be of support in helping them in some way, or just having an open, honest conversation. Sometimes that's where the accountability starts in managing an addiction and working through something that you're addicted to, is just having open conversations. And the first open conversation that you need to have is with yourself. So go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to start today with just doing the inner breath meditation. We're going to center into ourselves, pull all of our attention inside of us to feeling the breath, relaxing the body as the breath moves in and out. Relaxing the mind. As we rest our awareness on connecting with ourselves by feeling the flow of our breath. In this quiet, still space that you are creating for yourself, there is an opening. This is a private moment for you to be honest with yourself. So I'm going to lead you through a question or some questions, whatever flows and comes. And after each question that I say, I want you to ask it to yourself, and then be an open observer of any impressions that come forward from within you. Insight that comes forward from inside of you to answer your own question in honesty. It might come in thoughts or mental pictures or feelings. However your insight comes to you, just allow it and be aware. Again, feel your breath to center. And now ask yourself, what in my life am I addicted to? What about this thing is unhealthy? What about my addiction to this is unhealthy? Now I want you to place your attention in your heart center. Just feel your heart and know that you are worth being free from your addiction. Affirm that to yourself and feel your heart. I am worth being free from my addiction. Feel how that opens, expands, and lights up your heart. I am worth being free from my addiction. Say it 3 more times, and every time you say it, feel in your heart. I am worth being free from my addiction. Now ask yourself and listen for your personal insight. What do I need to do to let go of this addiction? And ask yourself, what will life look like when I let go of my addiction? How will I feel when I let go of this addiction? Feel that in your heart now and notice it. Notice how the freeness spreads all throughout you from your heart, being free from addiction. You are stronger, you are wiser, you are more available for yourself and for others. You are more you. And your beautiful, brilliant light of your heart is shining clearer. And the potential within yourself is ready to be realized in healthy ways that feel good and give back to you and give outward from you through your life. Feel this energy that is you right now. And affirm, I am ready to let go of my addiction. I am ready to let go of my addiction. I am ready to let go of my addiction. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Whether your answer to yourself was something as silly as chocolate chips or McDonald's Coke or that's not silly. If it was something human, a human addiction that seems manageable, or whether it was something huge like addiction to drugs, alcohol, anything big that just has a more monster presence than something that we would say is a more manageable addiction versus a bigger monster addiction. Whether it was A or B, good job for being open and honest with yourself, because now you see it. If you didn't see it before, now you see it and you admitted it to yourself. I have a problem with this. I think that this is unhealthy. I think that there's an unhealthy effect to my physical body, to my mind, to my emotional self, to my spirit, to my light that I want to be in the world. I think there's an unhealthy connection here with what this thing I'm addicted to is doing to me and keeping me from. Because addiction really clouds us. So when we pull back the blinders of our eyes and are like, okay, I'm having a problem with this. I feel like I'm addicted to this, and it's in a not healthy way. It is not healthy for me to have this relationship with this substance, this food, this habit, this person, this emotion, right? We can be addicted to emotions too. Isn't that kind of a crazy thought? I'm just going to read these last little words and know that you have done great work today and that the work just kind of starts now, because now you see it and now you know what you can do about it and you know why you should for your health. Addiction clouds us. When we become clear about what is unhealthfully controlling us in our life, then we are clearer. Like when the water is murky, we can't see to the bottom of it. It's murky. We only see the cloudiness just under the surface. But when it is clear, we can see to the bottom of things. And so doing this meditation today, you gained clarity and seeing to the bottom of things for yourself. And becoming clearer within ourselves, that is when we can regain our personal power. And that power is rightfully yours. Your personal power is rightfully yours. If you have an addiction you're struggling with that is taking your personal power away from you, you gotta kick it. Reclaim yourself, reclaim your health, reclaim your personal power to be a force of good in your life for yourself and for others. Because even if it's a monster addiction or a small, manageable addiction, it clouds us and takes from our health, takes from our light. So keep being honest, be brave to take your steps, and live your heart.